What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Andre is here today by very heavy request on Instagram. So I told Andre about this idea that I posted today. Carl's here too. Hi, buddy. You guys can follow Carl on Instagram. You can also follow Andre with his three posts.
Three posts since 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm active. Very active.
So I did this question today on my Instagram stories where I basically said, drop your biggest assumptions of us or me in the comment section. I know I'm asking for it.
You are.
And I'll address them. Because I've seen a couple YouTube videos of this and I find it fascinating how people answer these assumptions or even the assumptions that are made. Like, it's absolutely fascinating. So I grabbed as many as I could and I asked you guys also, would you like Andre to be a part of these? And you're part of a lot of the questions.
I can like make sure you're telling the truth. You know?
Like, there's some.
Yeah, there's some where you can be like, no, and I can be like, yeah. So yeah, I feel like I can be your fact checker, if you will.
So
okay,
we also went to the liquor store to get you
some White Claw.
Oh, you got yourself like a whole box of goodies.
A lot of White Claws.
Okay, and margarita clock. So we're just gonna hang out.
Yeah.
And do this. All right, let's jump into something that is, like you said, that I may or may not tell the truth.
Got this on my lip before we start. Yeah, there you go.
It was there the whole time?
I just noticed it, sorry. Good. Yep.
My teeth?
There you go.
All right, number one. You love to spend and Andre has to force you to a budget, and someone also asked, Andre does the budget and you have no idea how much you spend.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you go ahead. These are assumptions that are made about you, so I feel like you should answer them first.
Listen, I'm not oblivious to what I spend, but I am one of those people that if I get, you know, the example that you always like to use, if I buy like a fancy, like a dragon fruit at the grocery store, no clue that I just got totally gouged.
Yeah.
Like whether it's $4 or $6, I'm one of those people that is like, I am that target audience that is...
Yeah, I'll say like at the end of the month, sometimes I'll come to you and be like, do you know how much you spent on this throughout the month?
He does. So to answer that question, you definitely budget everything.
Well, I think it's a good practice, a nice lesson for everybody. A practice, know at least what's coming out. But yeah, I think I don't penny pinch with you. I don't try to stop you from spending what you want on it. But
I think when we first got married, when we first started our business, you definitely did. But that was just both of us. We were just more careful.
Yeah, we had to be.
But now if I go into Sephora, you don't cringe every time I come out with product.
But you and myself never make any big expenditures without consulting each other. So it's never a big surprise. Like if it's a $20 palette,
yeah,
I don't care that much. But if it's a $20,000 something, different story.
Can we talk about that? Because I've seen this. We've never gone through this and personally never dealt with it. But I've heard women especially say, well, what, you have to ask his permission before you buy something? It's not permission. It's we're a partnership and I'm going to consult you on an expenditure that we're going to go through together, whether it's for me or for you or for both of us.
I know some couples handle it differently. Some couples say like, this is my money and this is your money. We very much see it as a unit. This is household income, and we try and be respectful towards one another whenever we spend on anything that would be like larger than usual. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Though. Yeah.
So yes, Andre does the budget. He does keep me in line, but I'm not completely oblivious.
Yeah.
This is interesting, and for both of us, because it's our last name.
Sure.
You're Italian.
Oh, no. No. Not Italian.
We're both French-Canadian.
French-Canadian, yeah.
So both of us. So my maiden name is Fisher, which is the most English thing ever. So my dad's side of the family is from England originally, and then my mom's side of the family is from France. But our families are French-Canadian, and then yours as well, on both sides.
French-Canadian on both sides. But Belmar, apparently, in Italian is Bella Mare, which means beautiful sea or something like that. If there's any Italians watching, maybe they can confirm. But sometimes when we go to Italian restaurants, they're like, oh, Bella Mare. I'm like, no, Bella Mare. I thought you were going to say sometimes when we go to Italy. I was like, when do we go to Italy? You know those days when we go to Italy? No, but it's true, right? When we go to Italian restaurants, they'll be like, ah, Bella Mare. Yeah. And I'll be like, no, Bella Mare, like French.
Yeah, so it's French.
Yeah.
Number 3, you struggle with anxiety. I thought this was a really good question because I've talked about how I had flying anxiety, and I will honestly say that I don't anymore. I don't take anything for it. I feel good about flying. Do I have days where I'm anxious?
Who doesn't?
Sure, but I definitely don't. I would never classify myself as someone that struggles with anxiety. I definitely have anxious moments. I even have nervous moments or stressed out moments, but I don't think that I would say that I'm a person with anxiety.
You're definitely not.
No.
I think like anybody else, there's stressful days. There are moments where you're anxious about certain situations, but in general, I don't think you struggle with anxiety.
No. Okay. You're an only child.
No.
No! I have an older sister and a younger brother, and you're not an only child either.
No, I have an older sister.
Do I seem like an only child? I feel like sometimes that's like that could be an insult.
You know what it insinuates? It means that they think you're spoiled. It's a nice way of saying they think you're spoiled. But no, she's not an only child.
You're genuinely kind to everyone you meet. I wanted to put this one because sometimes whenever, and I wanted to say yes most of the time, but I'm thinking of one specific time. Do you know the time? And I would never want someone to think that I'm not kind. And if this girl is out there, I've apologized before. I was really, really sick one day in Florida. I felt terrible, and it was in early 2019. And we were shopping at the mall, we had to go get something, and this girl came up to me and she said, I follow you on YouTube. And I just basically said, I was as nice as I possibly could, but I was so scared to like sneeze near her, like gross her out. And I felt so gross. Do you remember this?
Was it at Macy's?
Yeah, like Macy's? Near the Macy's, near that little store.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So that was the only time.
See, I don't remember you being rude in that moment.
No, I wasn't rude, but I was quick.
Yeah.
I was just quick.
You were brief, but not rude.
I think the only time that I would ever be rude, and I've addressed this before, is if like, God forbid someone ever rang our doorbell. I think it would freak me out so much, but that would never happen. And by the way, can I quickly address that? That's not why people are stopping in front of our house. We have a huge construction going on right here. So I think between the activity of the construction, and then we also have contractors that are driving by to figure out what we're going to touch up and paint our house. So it's a combination of that, and the neighbors just want to check it out. So I have to whisper because... So it's not because I'm a YouTuber and people know where I live. Oh my gosh, I'm not famous. Like, let's calm down. I'm not like, why? What is he doing?
He's getting anxious.
So sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think like to answer the question, you go into every conversation.
This is why you're here, to keep me on track.
Gotta keep you on track. I think you approach every individual in conversation with the assumption that they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're genuinely nice to 99.9% of people.
I've always been. Yeah. When we meet people in the parks that follow on Instagram, or when. I think in the parks is when we meet the most amount of people. In the parks? Oh, Disney parks. I'm like, I thought you were talking about the park of the store. No, that's not true. But yeah, Disney parks for sure. No, I think you're nice to most people, and unless they give you a reason not to be nice to them. Yeah, and the other thing that always crosses my mind is, I've met people before that I looked up to, and I was really disappointed whenever I met them.
Yeah, you always gotta give people grace, though. You never know what they're going through.
Exactly. They could have a stuffed up nose and not want to sneeze on you.
You know?
Okay. All right.
You didn't go to
college.
Oh.
I went to, so in Canada, is it Canada? Like
college, university, it's all the same. In the United States, college and university is the same. I think. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Community college would be considered college in Canada. Yeah.
So I went to university here. I went to the University of Carleton in Ottawa, and I got my bachelor's in architecture, which was, I did an extra year at the beginning to try and get in, because it's that hard to get into. They accept about 70 people, and by the fourth year, they're down to maybe 40. Like, the whole point of the program is to see how tough you are. And they'll want you to pull all-nighters. It was a really difficult program, but I'm so glad I did it. I just knew that I didn't want that to be my career, but I was super passionate about it. And you did a lot of
I'm a
school.
finance major.
But you did a lot of school. You did college and university.
Economy. Yeah, economy minor, finance major, that's it.
Okay. So yes, we did. Yep. But doesn't define. Neither one of us utilize it in our.
I'm not calculating present values ever.
I think you're gonna laugh at this. You don't want / like kids.
How do you answer that politely? No.
Like some kids, like even on the show that we're watching right now, like he's so cute. Yes. Oh my gosh, we love our nieces and nephews. They're adorable. We like kids. Just sometimes, because they're not ours, and I often hear parents say this, like, I don't like other people's kids. Like, I always hear that. But whenever a kid, like, loses their mind, in that moment, I'm really glad that we don't. But it's not that I don't want kids, and I'll explain this. So I don't like the question just because you don't know what people are going through, but I don't mind. I understand the question for us. So we just don't. But we started dating really young, and I know what it feels like to want a kid, and I kind of freaked you out when we were like 19, and I really, really, really wanted a baby.
I don't think it freaked me out that much because I was on the same page.
Yeah,
but
like
I think
we really wanted kids. So, but we know what it feels like to want a kid, and I don't feel
we're not there right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I'm not gonna say we're young. We have a lot of time, but we
like
have a bit of time.
A year from now,
things could change really quick. Right now, we're focused on our business. We have a lot going on, and we're really happy with we feel fulfilled with what we have in front of us now.
So that was another question that was a part that was similar. It was, you have the perfect life, and that's why you don't want kids. No, but you know what it is though? We like our life, and we don't feel like we need to.
Well, we're able to challenge ourselves without having children challenge us. Is that a fair answer?
Yours and Andre's families are both wealthy, and that's why you are successful.
Ooh.
So
I'm going to say to a degree, yes, but not for the reasons you think so.
Yeah, and I want to say that, like, I will never apologize for having really entrepreneurial parents that kind of taught us to, like, hustle on both sides. So both sides of our family have their own businesses. And I think that was instilled in us from a young age. Remember when we started dating, we would, like, drive up to the cottage, and you and I, we were just starting to date, and we would get our own table, and we would, like, map out, like, we wanted to open a restaurant and call it the Gecko Grill. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, yes, like, we learned how to hustle, but I think that that's a false perception to think that.
Yeah, I also think, like, everybody's got a different perception of what wealthy means. I mean, both our families are hardworking entrepreneurs, and they've instilled that within us. If you're saying the assumption is there's a tap of money that constantly comes into our life because of that, no, that is an absolute 100% false assumption. But it did instill work ethic, it did instill ambition, and it did instill vision. And we're grateful for that every day. So I would say the assumption is false, because I suspect that the assumption meant because your family's wealthy, you live the way you do. But and the answer is no. That's not. It
actually, we're really weirdly wired that it actually motivates us more to work harder.
Yeah.
Did I just say that in the wrong order? It motivates us that much more to work even harder. Not to prove it or anything, just to be independently ourselves and to hustle.
Yeah,
but you know what else? We enjoy the hustle.
We love the hustle. And you don't want that cloud above you all the time that's saying, like, I appreciate that our families are letting us do our thing, because they'll never be able to take away the fact that we did
that they're, like, our biggest fans. 100%. Like, we got off the phone yesterday with my mom and my dad, and they're like, oh my gosh, and then your parents are like, I remember when I made, like, my first $100 in my business, your dad's like, you're killing it. Like, your parents have always been, and my parents, like, our biggest cheerleaders, which I'm grateful for, because I know that's not a lot of people's case. So for that, it's like, yes, but definitely not. And I know that can be the assumption sometimes, but.
For sure. And that's fair. It helps you sleep at night.
All right. You're gonna laugh at this. Okay. Were you super popular? So the assumption is you were super popular in high school, like a cheerleader or something.
Neither of us were super popular. I think we kind of kept to ourselves, right? Like, we all had friends. We weren't part of, like, a specific group. But I
would say you were part of the cool kids a little bit more. You were
only from your perspective, because I was
Andre
a senior.
was 2 years older than me. Oh my gosh, if you guys ever watch 16 Candles, it's like our story. Andre had the red car. He's 2 years older. He was a sophomore. Is that how I always try and speak in American words? Like, we don't have sophomore and senior words here. Anyways, but I wanted to talk about this. Like, I was teased a lot in school. Like, I wasn't some popular chick. Remember when they wrote a rude word, like, on the wall of so there was, like, a big wall in the cafeteria, and there was, like, something spray painted or written in marker next to my picture or name. It was horrible.
Yeah.
So I think everybody goes through that, but by no means was I, like, the popular girl. No.
And you were definitely not a cheerleader.
I was not a cheerleader. I actually tried out for, like, the dance cheerleader. Like, we had, like, kind of a makeshift cheerleader, and I didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
And I didn't make the basketball team either. Did I make anything?
You tried. That's all that matters.
No, I didn't make anything. So this was super interesting. That I was struggled in my business until we got our house, and our house was the reason why my coaching business took off. And what I think that question means is that my social media took off because I show, like, the house tours and stuff of
like, a house tour is the reason you're successful
in our coaching business. That's so far from the truth, because the way that we're successful in our coaching business isn't through my social media. I think that's such a false perception. Like, yes, social media is awesome and allows me to work from anywhere, and I can communicate with my coaches, but our coaches that are rocking it is the reason why our team is #1.
Yeah, but, like, to say the video of the house tour is what led to your success is 100% false. You were top 10 before.
Completely disconnected.
100%. There's no correlation between the two.
I just like sharing home decor.
It's a passion of yours, and you share that passion, and I think people can sense that you have a passion for it, and they follow you for it. I don't think it has any. There's no correlation there at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, social media definitely plays into our business, but having one video with a lot of views doesn't translate into success.
No, and we see it from other people in our industry that get tons and tons of views on videos, and they're not translating that into business success.
100%.
Yeah.
Well said. All right. You're gonna laugh at this too. You unplug during vacations and I tried to combine some questions that were similar. Yeah. So you don't unplug, or you unplug fully during vacations, and you never have. So it's like two ends of the spectrum.
Okay.
You unplug during vacations completely, and then the other assumption is you never have lazy /
so they're kind of opposites.
They're opposite. So one assumption is we never have lazy couch potato days, and the other one is you fully unplug when you go on vacation.
Neither of those are true.
Neither is true. I think the way that I've always said it is consistency has been everything for us in our business, whether that's 2 minutes when we're in the parks in Disney, like you said the other day, like when we're in line for Toy Story Mania, just answering messages. If you ever, I always think of this, like I never want someone to ever see us in the parks and be like, why are they on their phones? Like if we're in a queue, that's when we answer our emails. So whether it be 2 minutes in the parks or a full all-nighter when we're home, we're consistent.
Yeah. I think it's like, it doesn't feel like work all the time. Like if we're traveling and we put in a little bit of time,
like it.
And if like we're responding to emails with the margarita in hand, and you know we're in the lobby at the yacht club or something like that, it doesn't feel so much like work. So I would never say that we're 100% unplugged, and I would definitely not say we don't sit on the couch.
We watched Cruella the other day.
Yeah, but that's not a day.
No.
That's an hour and a half.
We heard about the term duvet day the other day.
What is that?
Duvet, a duvet day. You like sit with your duvet
all day.
I know we don't do that.
I can't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe one day?
Maybe one day. Like when we're retired?
I have zero problem lounging by the pool and reading.
I just think like right now what you and I have and we don't want to take for granted is the energy to hustle.
Energy and time right now, and we just got out of lockdown, so it's like now is the time to go. But we're young.
Yeah,
like
even during lockdown, we were never like unplugged. Anyways, I just think I don't want to take for granted the fact that we have the energy right now. I don't want to spend days in front of the television wasting away. I want to work.
Doesn't mean that we don't though.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. You don't eat bad food.
I mean,
I eat like a 6-year-old.
Sometimes you do.
But you know what? A couple tips, and someone said this today, and they said I really admire that you can have a margarita and not feel bad about it. And I want to talk about that because when you have, let's say you decide to have pizza and you're guilting yourself the whole time, I truly believe that your body responds to that.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Have it once, make it a treat so that it's special. But the more that you guilt yourself, I think, enjoy it. Live it up, man.
Yeah. Enjoy your food and
work out hard.
Yeah,
work out.
And don't mess around when you're working out. Do a structured workout program that is no nonsense. Get off your phone, get it done.
Yeah.
And then enjoy, not pizza every day, but enjoy pizza on a weekend. Who cares?
Yeah.
Or a burger. Whatever.
I think that's how we're able to stay in shape. Like we work out hard, not for super long, 30 minutes. How long did you work out for today?
40.
Oh,
yeah, I went an extra 10 minutes. I did an extra 10 minutes stretch.
30 minutes. But 30 minutes, sweat it out, and you'll be that much less likely to want to sabotage.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes, I sometimes eat like a 6-year-old. Everything, this is super interesting. Everything you show online is to sell and to earn commission, and that's how you make money. So when I...
Old? Who? Like,
no, I don't take them as insulting.
Okay.
It's an assumption. So this chipmunk, I'm calling him Alvin. He is building a house under our hot tub.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Carl. He is mischievous. So the way, whenever I'm personally, whether you see a YouTube video and I'm like, oh, this has been asked before too, why do you feel the need to say every product? Because I'm going to get asked, that's why. So when I'm doing a morning routine video or if I'm on stories and I'm like, this is the scrunchie I have, this is the workout I'm doing, this is the yoga mat I have, it's because I know that the questions are going to come after, and personally, I'm that type of person that's like, oh, where'd she get that? Like, I love knowing that, so that's why I share it. But I did figure out a way that if I can link something, I'm able to keep it all in a favorites library, and it's so much easier for me. But yes, there is a commission, but can I tell you how much the commission is for? Like 14 cents.
Yeah.
So there's not that, I don't do, I feel like the most clear way to say that is I don't do it to make a commission. I do it because I know that the question's coming. And it's to be able to provide value as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But our job is to work online.
You never share anything you don't love, and if there's an opportunity to make a commission off something you love, then why not?
You're kind of like my manager with brand deals, and you always say the same thing. Send it to us. If we like
love
it,
great. If we don't, sorry.
And there's been a lot of products that have never been seen.
100%.
Remember the elephant pants?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
So this question I thought was funny too. Or they're not questions, they're statements. You are really fun and outgoing.
That's not the one I said, oh my goodness.
Oh, I know.
I'm looking ahead.
You are really fun and outgoing.
Yeah, that's fair. You're not
I'm not outgoing.
You're a fun person, but you're not outgoing.
I'm not fun either. I'm fun.
I think you're fun.
I'm not the life of the party.
No, you don't show up and like
I don't
immediately take over. You kind of do your thing.
I'm quiet. I'd rather listen when there's a big group. Like I just kind of listen.
That's fun. I don't know. I think you're fun. I don't think you're outgoing. I think you're fun though.
I'm definitely an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
So are you though.
Yep. Next question.
You're all about this question. Someone asked if my boobs are real or fake. The assumption is your boobs are fake.
They're
no,
not fake.
They're 100% Angie fabric in here.
I'm like, they're not fake. No.
Okay. You have 5 houses. No. So
I guess we hang out in a lot of different spots, but they're not all our houses.
We get asked that a lot, like when we're out at the cottage. That's a family cottage. And then when we go, well, I haven't seen my parents in over a year. We're gonna go see them, but that's their new house. So they moved from their house and they have a new house. It used to be the cottage and now that's a house. So yeah, when we're in different spaces, it's like us going to visit our parents. Like that's all it is.
Yeah, we have family and we participate in.
We go to the cottage just because we're not showing them on. No, just because we're not showing them on stories. Like that's one thing we do keep them private because it's not their choice to be on social media. So it kind of looks like it would be our house. And I get it. There's frames of Carl on the. That's so funny when people are like, is it an Airbnb? I'm like, no, Carl's on Carl's in the frame. Yeah. Like the grand puppies matter. So. Yeah, I get it that it could look like our house, but it's not. But this house is our house.
We have this, and we have a pied-à-terre in Disney, and that's it.
That was fancy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so but it would be our full-time house in Disney if we could go. We're just not American. So it'll be back and forth, and our families are here. So we have 2.
Yep.
All right. Did you see this one? You lost your V card to your hubby.
Oh my God! Who asked?
Well, we've been to. One would hope so. I met you when I was 15.
I know some people who've.
Before 15?
Yeah,
that makes me be scared to have a daughter. But it wasn't even 15. It was later. I think I was young when I met you. So, but on both sides, yes. Let's just keep it as. Say yes.
Yes.
You're gonna freak them out. Yes. On both sides, yes. This one's funny. You cuss even though we don't see that side of you. Yes. Yes. So I almost see it as though it's like a transition. And it's not that I'm withholding anything. It's that I know that a lot of younger viewers watch on social media. Or I'll meet a lot of moms and they say that their kids love watching. So for that reason, I don't. But I almost see it as like a filtering process or like a filtering myself process where I'm completely filtered on social media. I barely ever swear on social media. Then with my girls in the fit gym, little bit. Then Team Uproar, they see the full spectrum of Angie. F-bombs fly. It happens.
No holds bar.
So yes, I do. Listen, I don't swear like a sailor, but
no, but not by any stretch.
But it comes
You're classy. You're a classy swearer.
Classy sailor.
Swearer.
Okay, you have the perfect life and haven't cried in years, and you and Andre never fight.
We're 2 passionate, strong-willed human beings.
I had a meltdown yesterday.
Yesterday, as early as yesterday.
And I was like, and I was thinking about this today, like whenever, I don't know if anybody else does this when they fight or when they're having a meltdown, but then I just start recapping all of things that happened like 3 years ago, not between us, but just in life. That's like, and this is happening, and then there's this, and then because of this, and the air conditioning, it's too cold.
Yeah, I definitely we don't fight a lot.
No, and I will say because we've been together for so long,
we're on the same page for a lot of things.
We bounce back quick too. Yeah, but like you said, we're super passionate, so it'll go and then it'll like
dissipate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we don't hold grudges or anything, and we also know to not keep going with it forever.
Yeah.
Like we figure it out. Why? Can you guys see him back here? Why do you need so much attention? Why do you need so much attention?
And he's gone.
So yeah, no, our life is not. Nobody's life is perfect.
A friend of mine said that. I told him, I said like, oh, I don't remember, like we had like a discussion on something.
Is it weird when I go like this?
You look like a frog, like yeah.
I do that a lot on video. Okay.
Yeah, a friend of mine asked, like, said I was having a conversation with him. You know, I was like, oh, Angie's upset about this or whatever, and he's like, you and Angie fight, and I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know a couple that doesn't at least argue from time to time. Like, and like I said, like we're passionate people who have strong beliefs and.
Would ambivalence be the right word? Like when you're...
That's bad.
That's what I'm saying. When you don't... Like I've heard someone say that, like, oh, we never fight. And now that I'm older, I was much younger when this was said, I thought, well, we fight. And I kind of was self-conscious. I'm now realizing we've been together longer than half of my age.
Yeah, we've been together for almost 20 years.
What?
It's been 18 years.
Oh, wow. I'm aging myself. So we met when I was 15. I'm 33, turning 34.
I like how you have to think about that. Like I'm 33.
So much math.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is when I was younger, I used to almost think, well, is it bad that we fight? And now that I've been with you for so long, I think it's better to have an opinion and to not be indifferent.
Well,
it's when you stop caring and then you don't fight, I think that's more of a problem.
Indifference is the death of a relationship, in my opinion. Like, if you stop caring about the person and they act in a way that you don't agree with and you say nothing because you're indifferent, then you're halfway out the relationship. Like, it's not a good thing. I think if you do something and I disagree with it, I care about you enough to say, like, hey, you're acting in a way that I disagree with. And that's what sparks the conversation. Yeah, 100%. But it's true. I feel like sometimes I have very mature arguments, though.
We didn't, like, yell yesterday. I was just having a meltdown. I'm not the...
Very mature.
You know what I would say? I am not the mature one of the arguing. Like, I literally go south so fast in terms of, like, when I'm upset. It starts as, like, something that I'm genuinely upset about, and then it'll go to, like... And my hair is frizzy. I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous... And we have nothing in the fridge.
Yeah.
It usually... Oh, I was thinking about... It usually stems with hanger.
Hanger's a real thing. You gotta make sure you eat.
Especially with women.
You know, one smart thing we did once upon a time is whenever we had a disagreement, we'd always go to a restaurant for 2 reasons.
My dad said to do that, right?
Was it your dad? Yeah. So for 2 reasons. The first reason is you don't want to get heated in a restaurant, and the second one is sometimes your anger stems from hunger.
Well, you won't you won't get as you won't raise your voice. You won't get as angry.
You can have a more mature conversation,
and you stay calm, and you're also eating.
Eating's fun.
I remember when we did that. So the last question that I wanted to ask, or the not question but assumption, you are cooking up a new business venture. No, I'm not cooking up. I'm not cooking up anything. I will always be a coach first. 95+% of my time goes to that and to my team. That's our number one job.
Yeah.
Both of us.
100%.
And
it's always number one priority. Always the top focus.
Absolutely.
No matter what is going on.
That's where it gets hard to juggle other things, is because that we always have to come back to that. That's always the North Star. But we do have a lot of things happening behind the scenes. I've kind of hinted to it a couple times.
Yeah, but they're always intended to complement our coaching business to a degree. Like, it's either something where... There's
a few things, though.
I don't know how to say it. I still want to be secretive about it because it's not done. And until it's done, I don't feel comfortable talking about it. And there's a few things, but they're always there to complement the coaching business. Coaching has been amazing to us. It's been a great livelihood for us to turn our backs on it in any which way, shape, or form. And by turning our backs on it, I mean not making it anything but our top priority. Plus, there's a bunch of people who've entrusted us with guidance and mentoring.
You want to talk about that for a second?
Horrible walking away from them.
That's what gives our business a bad name, is people that commit and promise people the world and then
walk
peace
away.
out, which is why
we're not going to be those people.
Do that.
Never. Not in a million years.
But we worked hard in 2020 and 2021. There's a lot coming.
Yeah.
Every day in my gratitude, I'm like, I just write the launch of, like, there's so much coming.
For me, it's not even about the money. It's about finishing a project that's going to bring people, especially people in our world, value.
And together. That's what, when we launched, I had said that it's all a blur. Did we launch merch last summer? Yes.
Last October. I don't know, last summer.
In the summer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I had said to Andre, because when you launch stuff like that, you don't make a huge percentage of, you kind of get soaked a little bit. So when,
not the way we did it.
But I said to Andre, it's not about the money. I think it's so cool that, like, if someone has the Dream Big shirt and they see someone else with the Dream Big shirt, then they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, Dream Big, we're on the same page. Daily grind.
And they get it.
Yeah, for sure.
You just totally gave something away.
Anyways, cool.
Anything else? What, were you just going to
Any other assumptions?
No.
That's good. That was a lot of assumptions. Some completely false, some completely accurate. Good for you guys.
I felt like I was scared that you were going to get zesty about it. Let me pull up and see if there's anything.
Yeah, give people one more chance. Where are you going right now?
My story. So you go here, and then you swipe up, and then they're all here.
That you smell like cotton candy in a good way. No.
You're always perky, even off camera.
No.
I wanted to do like a time lapse of me working, and I feel like whenever I work, I kind of go like this, and I have really bad RBF.
Yeah, but it depends what's happening on the other side of the screen. Sometimes
if I'm just editing, it's like... No, I'm really... I've been told that before, though. If I'm just walking or I'm pensive, I'm not always like...
I sometimes tell people, because some people ask me about you, right? They're like, is she like that whenever you guys are like just chatting? I'm like, if Angie sat down for dinner and was like, what is up, Audrey? How are you doing? I'd be like, oh my god, can we tone it down a little bit?
But sometimes I do get excited. Like if we sit out here and you're like, so where do you want to eat in Disney? I'll be like, so listen, this is the plan. But like, no, it's true though. I wouldn't imagine if I sat down to dinner like, what is up, Andre?
I was like, holy smokes. And no, you don't smell like cotton candy always. You smell good though. 99.9% of the time you smell good. I wish I had hair to push back.
Oh, I like Jessie Lynn. She always asks questions. So Jessie Lynn asked, you don't care what people think of you. I want to hear your perspective first.
Well, I don't think you're particularly concerned with what people think of you. I
swear I'm meant for YouTube. But people can be really mean on YouTube.
For sure.
More than Instagram. We don't deal with barely anything on Instagram.
Can I provide a huge asterisk? I think Angie Belmar does not care much what people think. I know, I'm sorry.
I love that you said my full name.
Angie Belmar, Donut Dumbbells and Dreams, at Angie Belmar Vlogs, does not care that much about what people think of her, except for the people that she loves in her circle. Like, mom and dad.
Yeah, like if some stranger yeah. And I know that the people that are here get me, like they're my kind of people, so then I don't feel judged. Mm-hmm. But I care to provide value. I care when people say, like, I've affected their life through the past year, like that stuff. So in that sense, yes, I care. But about me personally, if you have a problem with me...
Yeah, like, comments, like, hey, if you're one of those people that leave, like, weird comments, like, I hate to tell you, you're not phasing her in the least. Like, sometimes I read it and you phase me a little bit.
People in our family sometimes will read it and be like, how does she deal with that? And he always says, like, it's like she's meant for it. I'm able to compartmentalize, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't phase you. And like, it's a good quality.
I'm not made of steel, though.
No, for sure. But I think like you have important goals and you value those goals.
And I know that I'm not hurting anybody, and 100%. I know that our platform is so positive that that's what.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go.
That was a good way to end it.
I think so too.
All right. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. This is going to be fun for me to edit and go through.
It's going to be a long video, isn't it?
It's going to be a longer video,
no, I'm sorry.
So,
I always make videos long.
If you guys do want to go follow Carl, Andre, you can, of course, follow my Instagram as well. But we're all the whole Belmar... Is Carl there? Oh, he's over it. The whole Belmar clan is on Instagram, so you guys can follow behind the scenes. Andre's always on my stories. I
suppose I can start posting the stories from time to time, but
oh my gosh,
it's probably not going to happen.
That would be hilarious.
It's probably not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen. So make sure that you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys liked it, even for Andre. Do your noise.
Oh, no, wait.
All right, you guys, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye, dudes.
Told me more than once to show you my intention.